Hello, this is my response to Stack Overflow question, this one, scraping hidden data using Python. So their question was, they were having trouble pulling information from this URL, and if we go here, they were able to pull this warranty info information, but they were not able to pull the details or fitment. Well, my first thought was that it was probably because that was being loaded through JavaScript. And on further digging, it looks like it is. You can see the hierarchy here, tab contents. And they were just using the normal unmodified beautiful soup library, which means that it was not loading all of the HTML from the JavaScript elements. And I can show you exactly what was happening there. So this is a slightly modified version of their code using beautiful soup to try to pull information from that URL. And if we run it here, you can see they can get the model name and then the name of the product, and as I said earlier, they can get the warranty information down here, but the content and description, the fitment and description content are both empty. So my solution to that is to use one of my favorite libraries called requests HTML. So from requests HTML, import HTML session. And what that does, this is just the object inside of requests HTML library that does all of the parsing. And then if you take the URL that they provided, which I will copy over, you can create a new session object and set that equal to HTML session, which all this is doing is creating a new object and assigning it here. And then you can say response, which will be equal to the information and the HTML we're getting from that URL is equal to session. So that session object.get, and then you can pass that the URL. So this is just like the request library. You're passing a get, and it's going to run that method on this URL and retrieve everything. So as this is exactly the same information they had down here. This will pull just this information. And if I print this response, you can see exactly that, although it'll be, it'll actually need to be response.html.text. This will get the HTML from that response and then turn it into text. And I'm not going to parse through all of this, but I assure you that it's giving the exact same information that their code was providing. It's not going to provide you the other two tabs. So what this library allows you to do is, first off, you can check the response.status code is equal to 200, and 200 status code just means that it successfully retrieved the information to this URL. And then the important thing about this library is you can do response.html.render. And what this will do is it will pull all of that HTML information out of those script tags and run that JavaScript and integrate all of that into the HTML. And then I won't print it out, but if I did print that out, you would be able to see that I'm getting all of that information that wasn't in there before. So now what I can do, for example, is response.html.find, and then this library, the HTML session library, takes CSS selectors. So just like they were before, I can select that DD, and then I can do item prop. So this is a property of that. I'm searching for this property on the HTML element. Skew, and then I can pass this find method first equals true, so it'll only pull back one instead of a list. And then I can do .text. And now if I print this, you'll be able to see, once it loads here, no. Let's try that one more time. Okay, there, it just took a minute. You can see that I'm pulling back that SKU number now. So from here, you can use it just like you would use the other library, but with CSS selectors. And I will copy what I have from that response over here. So this is the SKU, item prop SKU, and then this is the item name, searching for that item prop name. And then for their tab information that they wanted, I will just copy this over here too. I'm creating an empty dictionary called tabs, and then this right here will get that tab content. This is the selector for that tab content in the .find. And this is a list of those tabs. So for every tab that it finds, I get the tab name, which is the first H4, and then the text of that, and then the tab text, which is the first. And then this is just the class that this specific website likes to format their tabs under, and then text. And then I set this in this dictionary, I say at this tab name, add this tab text. And then I can compile all of that information into a dictionary called item info, where I have the SKU, the name, and the tabs. And then I will add 3 final lines at the bottom here for clarity. I will print off this dictionary, and I will add an else. So if this status code is not 200, say I couldn't reach the web page, which would have helped for this one, because that's exactly what happened there. I ran out of the request timed out. And you can see the SKU I got was the same one as before. I got the same name they got before, and now I have the tabs here. So this is the name of the first tab, details, and then this is all of the text from that first tab. And it ends somewhere in here. Don't know exactly where, but then this is warranty info. So this is all that info that they already had before. And then I can't spot it right now, but somewhere in here there is also that final tab. There it is, fitment. And then this is all the information that came in that final tab right before warranty info. So that is how you use the HTML session library to retrieve the information that is hidden in the JavaScript of a website.